That's pretty much our entire viewership.
We will go with it. I'm going to cover that. Okay. So let's start again then, obviously. Hello, everyone. Thank you for putting up with it. So we were just saying that 2022 is over. We're now into 2023. And there's a lot of cool stuff that's going to be coming out this year. Not just gaming, but like movies and all sorts of stuff, you know? It's going to be fun.
It's all happening. So we'll say good day to Mikey and to Doom Fireman. And yes, Mikey, you got that absolutely right. It was time for me to drink. But we're going to do this first, and I'm going to go home and have one. So for now, it's water.
So
Happy New Year, yeah.
Yes,
and to you,
we were just saying that we had a New Year. Yeah, didn't we? We just had a few drinks and
chilled out
some
here.
Food. It was
pretty
had
good.
Some people over and
had a couple of games.
Stuff.
Everybody piped out and just went home, did our own thing, and that's the way to go.
It's a bit hard to catch up with everybody. Like, we know a lot of people. It's just like they won't all fit in here or whatever.
Well, I don't. That was pretty much everybody anyway. But yeah.
So here we go. So give us a swoosh. We don't have anything else, but everyone likes the swoosh. First swoosh for 2023. Oh,
am I allowed to swoosh anyway?
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, let's get into it. So there's talking about releases for this year for War Cradle Studios, specifically Dystopian Wars.
Okay, they got some stuff coming out.
They do. They didn't have anything for December. They just sort of took a bit of a break from all that, which is fair enough because, you know, family and whatever it is, and it's hard to ship stuff out. That's where it is. So we've got orders for stuff. There is some new stuff coming for January, and we've still got November's releases to come for us here.
Okay. Yep.
Those should already be up on the site. If not, I'll go check it out. There are some ones I'm going to show you that are coming out this month, so it'll be towards the end of the month, and it's pretty cool. You're going to like some of these. All right, so let's get started. The first one is the Heilong Battle Fleet set. I'll put these here so he knows what's going on. So this is for the Empire.
Hopefully it'll be on the screen for you guys.
Pillars said she's going to try and...
Ooh, I like that.
Right, so yeah, I know. So this battle fleet takes a little bit from some of the others to make like a unique one, but this is the Heilong ship, and it's similar to the Ningjing, so it looks like it, but it is longer. It's got an extra gun port, so it has more weapons.
Okay.
What I like about it is the front section. You can build it one of two ways. I've only got the picture here to show you of this one, which is it's like a twin dragon.
I was going to say you can see it like a fire breathing.
Fire thing or whatever it is.
Which is cool.
It is cool. But the other version has this, the troop carriers that land on the beach and the platform comes down and vehicles can drive out. It's got that sort of front. So it comes in, and so if you're doing like assaults or whatever it is, it's got lots of like elite troops on it. It's quite good for that sort of thing.
That's cool.
Obviously, when Spark Games had it, there was like ship had combat units.
So I didn't realise they did like actual ground combat as well.
They do that. So they haven't. I don't know. I guess they'll probably start looking at this year. They haven't really announced anything. But considering one of the ships they've got has this big front loading thing or whatever, then that means that they're sort of setting up for it.
Very nice.
Very exciting. Yeah,
very nice.
I'd love to see some of the versions of their tanks and whatever else for the different factions. It'd be big tanks like Ogre, like that Ogre game, a big tank.
Which is cool.
So there's that one. So that's quite good. I like that. And it's got especially the dragon ship thing. Names? Tide Long something? Yeah, the big flying dragon things. Oh man, it's so sexy.
We got Spartner and Very Silent Mouse are in.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome, Spartner.
Yes.
That one and the next one, hopefully, are special and then the rest are for me because I found them as well.
That's right. This one you will like. Now, I don't know a lot about the special units or the name units. Or, you know how the Imperium has the Ice Maiden. So
Yes.
that big aircraft carrier that's in a big block of ice, they put into that. That's like a big fancy thing for them. So for the Enlightened, we have the Icarus. The Icarus Battle Fleet set.
It has to be some sort of aircraft launcher.
Yes, so it uses magnetic catapult launchers or something. So they can launch mass amounts of those SRS tokens really quickly.
That's very cool.
It's really cool. And it has repair capabilities. Like the Commonwealth, that big round one or whatever it's called. Sorry, I had all these names. I've just forgotten because I'm getting excited talking about it. But so it can do repairs to itself and to other units around it. There's a different build for it as well, which I think it does away with a lot of the fighters and does other things like a fortress, more of a fortress thing.
That's cool.
Oh, but that's really nice.
So this is repairing other ships.
It repairs other ships that are nearby, repairs damage.
Insane.
It's really cool. Yeah. So you get one of these battle fleets, and you could just get like all your squadrons to boost up of what they include with them, the different types of subs.
Yeah.
These are from the support ones, the big 2 submarines, and the other ones. These are from the initial.
Yeah, I've seen these before.
Yeah. So we've got those. But that's really nice. So all the cards and everything for all the ones we're talking about, they should be up on the War Cradle website, the Dystopian Wars one, because they have all bats, they call them. So it'll tell you exactly what it does. But yeah, it's really nice, and that's a nice, beautiful little resin ship. But it's I say little, but it's like.
And it looks really, really cool. I like that launching system. That's very funky. I'd be interested to know how they land again, but there you go.
That's kamikaze style. Yeah.
Just straight back down the tube, I guess.
But one of the other things that's really good is they're bringing out like one-player starter sets for the different factions.
Oh, okay.
Right? So it'll have like a main ship and some other support vessels. It will have a copy of the rulebook. It'll have all your cards and the dice that you need, all that sort of thing. So you pick a faction that you like, and you grab that, and it's got everything you need to play that faction. Yeah,
that's cool.
So they haven't got all of them out just yet. They're releasing 4 for January. This is the first one. It's the Alliance Starter Set. It's a faction battle fleet, and there's of course one main ship in the resin, and the rest are in plastics. But they've got, this is quite good. So this is like the French here. They've got the Magentas, which is the flying ships. And they have some other things as well. What's he doing?
He's chewing on my shoes.
He's chewing on your shoes.
He wants to, anyway.
So there's a lot of ships in there. You've got submarines as well. So a bit of this and a bit of that. You right?
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine. All right. So the next one, once Billy gets back to the computer, we can put up is the Sultanate Starter Set, which I kind of like. I like this ship because they've got these like the side pontoon things on them.
I remember
really
seeing them.
Yeah. This one has some like aircraft carrier ones, so they launch fighters.
Launch the fighter token
skiffs. Yeah, but they're really nice. So if you when you put a lot of effort into painting those up, because there's so much detail on them.
They're very elaborate looking, aren't they?
Yeah. All of these sets will be about 110 Australian, something like that.
But you get everything. You get all of those minis, you get dice, you get everything you need in there, right?
Measuring templates, everything you need in there, which is really cool.
That's actually kind of worth it. I like that.
So getting back to the Empire, we've got an Empire Starter Fleet set. This has a mix of things. So this is it's Japan. It's got like Japanese ships in there. Korea? I don't know. I'd have to have another look. But they've got a bit of everything. But there's a lot of subs with these little robotic squids.
I remember the robotic squids. I love it. That is awesome.
I really like the Empire because they have that look to them, but they've got a lot of like the big dragons and they have the big like Kraken style things which you can get as a squadron add-on. But there's a lot there, you know. Some of the sets have more or less miniatures, but it comes down to, I guess, how strong they are and their play style and whatever else. So, because there's notably a bit more plastic in here, but it comes down to how
It'd be a set amount of like points or something.
Yeah, that's
wouldn't it?
right. Yeah. I'd have to work it out exactly, but that's nice. That's really good. And the last one is the Union. All right. With their paddle steamer style ships, or it is really cool. Actually, the Empire have those too.
Hello, buddy.
This one, I think that's not the Enterprise. The Enterprise is a big one. Sorry, boss. No. But anyway, it's got some SRS token launchers, aircraft carriers. You've got like flying units, which is quite good. You can go over enemy units and allied units and terrain. There's a lot there. Like you get a lot in there, but all your rule books and everything. That's really good. It's the first time because they've done two player starter sets for the game so far, and they've been really popular.
Well, that's a good way to start a game off. Is just give people enough to do a basic game, and say, well, look, try that out for X amount of dollars. And if you like it, then you can start building up.
Yeah,
but this is even cooler. I like the idea of doing that.
Yeah.
I mean. Would I pay 110? I don't know. Maybe. Probably.
Well, to get all the rules and dice and everything you need, all your cards.
You got everything. You got everything you need in there. Then that is, I reckon that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Look, Spartan thinks that's cool too. Well done.
Yes. A man of taste. There you go. Love it. But the plastic is really, really good. What they've done with the game, they're constantly supporting it. It's really nice. It's really good. Now we've been talking about trying to play some games, but maybe 2023 is going to be the one. So we're just going to finish on pretty much. But it's good.
As soon as we got the minis finished off, I wouldn't mind giving that a crack. That looks like a fun one.
Yeah.
We've been playing a lot of Eldfall Chronicles lately, so
we have.
This might be a.
Yeah. So that'll be the next thing we're going to sort of get into. So these will be arriving at the end of the month.
Ooh, did I unwittingly segue?
Oh, you did. Well done, sir.
Nice.
So L4 Chronicles, like I said, we have been playing a lot of games. The Wayfarers set that they're doing independently from a Kickstarter is still on track, from what I've been told. It's all good.
Yep.
There was a delay getting the pre-orders before December. We felt pretty confident, but it's like so we've extended it out to January. I've been chatting with them, so all the paperwork and everything's done. We just got to wait now until it gets here, essentially. But that's basically everything that they released for the initial. So you've got your adventurer box. There's the Warlord version, which adds the earthen creatures on. Incidentally, I showed you those miniatures all put together from that earthen creatures box.
Yes.
They were lovely.
They were really
big,
say you've
chunky things.
Got some surprising thing, but they look really, really good. Those there was golems and earth elementals and the gargoyles. They're really cool.
Yeah.
And I was looking through their stat blocks, and some of them are just rude.
How rude? Yeah, they are very rude.
Rude. You just no, you can't.
One faction that we haven't really played any games with, but we've sort of looked at and said, yeah, that'd be cool. But we'll wait until we put the big Earth Elemental things together, was the Sand Kingdom.
Because they've got a lot of summoners in their thing, haven't they?
They focus a lot on magic. They only have one sorcerer, which is essentially the one that has the earthen trait, so they can summon those. But yeah, they're basically, everyone has some version of magic, and they're very, very flexible with magic. But there's only one that can summon, which is good, because I tell you what, if they all had access to summoning of some sort, the whole table first turn would just be covered. You couldn't lose. You couldn't lose. You could. Very, very unlucky.
You'd have to be seriously bad at the game.
Yeah.
But I mean, those earthen creature ones, the ones that I've seen, if they're being run by someone instead of relying on their AI to do what they need to do, I reckon they'd be deadly.
Hello, dog. Surprise.
Hello, buddy.
Yeah, but so we will be taking a look at those. We will be playing some games with them once we basically have a bit of discussion with them, because introducing summon creatures and the tactics involved with them and how to deal with them is something else again. Oh, hugs. Oh, Mum's calling. Off you go.
Off you go.
Go on. And we've also been working on something in secret, separately, for that.
Ooh.
Not even you know about it.
I was going to say...
That's the response I wanted. Like, ooh! Yeah.
Something in secret.
So something that we can then video later on, which would be cool.
Okay. I'm not sure I like the idea of that. In secret, and I don't know about it. So, yeah, nice.
So what if we have some upcoming stuff for your BattleTech audios.
As Spartan pointed out, we did the autocannon fire modes, and we recorded like 2 or 3 when we did them, and then coincidentally just this evening we've recorded 2 or 3. Getting into the fire modes, different firing mode types, different things you can do with the weapons that you have available. Some of them are pretty OP, but some of them are actually like stupidly dangerous.
Yeah.
So
to the enemy and yourself, but we just find that to be interesting. So there's a lot of optional rules for BattleTech, and even though we do videos for a lot of it, sometimes an audio can be enough for it, and they're pretty good.
Probably getting cheekier today. Yeah, he does. And he doesn't just run from you, buddy. He runs from, well, he's not with a couple of different people, but...
He also hasn't been fed yet, so he's like...
Yeah.
That's all right.
He's
part of the channel.
He's got a little chew toy there now, so he's just going to sit and make noise.
Well, we have the Kickstarter coming up for Catalyst Game Labs for BattleTech, the new one.
Yeah, that's supposed to be this year, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I think Adepticon in America is on around that time as well, and I think there's some big mass release thing they're going to do. So if you're lucky enough to be able to go to Adepticon, then you're in for a bit of a treat. They'll probably have some stuff there that you can maybe get a hold of. That I don't know. They do con specials or whatever. Everyone sort of does that. Adepticon's pretty huge now. It's a lot of Games Workshop stuff, which is a given, pretty much.
Well, they go everywhere, don't they?
Yeah.
But there's probably, if Catalyst Games Labs are going, then there'll be a whole heap of BattleTech stuff on display.
Yeah.
Because they've got a bunch of new minis to show off, haven't they?
They were talking, if you go onto I think it's just battletech.com or whatever, you can go have a look and there's the news. They were talking about, look, they just did the armored box set, the game of Armored Combat, the main one, and I think the beginner box. I think they're about 4 years old now. 4 years.
Wow,
it's
yeah,
crazy,
they are too, aren't they?
Like it doesn't feel that long. I mean, considering we were doing all the videos sort of talking about all the miniatures that come in it and everything, it's like it just didn't seem like 4 years had passed.
No,
it has, and they've printed so many miniatures. It's written on there. If you go and read the article, it'll tell you exactly how many they've sort of done. But it shows you just how much it's grown. A lot of people have been playing, like you and me, we've been playing it for years. There's a lot of people who've been playing it for years, but now it's really, really coming inside.
I'm really happy with some of the resculpts that they've done. They all look really, really brilliant.
Nice.
They're great.
Yeah.
Like Mouse says, it's going to piggy bank. I think mine was $800 or something stupid that I spent on the last one. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But so a lot of that was packaging, postage, but the other stuff like that, it would be good.
Yeah,
I think I ended up with at least $80 or $90. Was that probably close to $100 to get it shipped to me?
You had a big box of stuff. Just seeing all the pictures that people had done from around the world when they got their pledges, they're like, oh man,
yeah,
I'm so happy.
That is one Kickstarter that I'm allowing myself. So there's the Catalyst Games Labs when they redo when they do the next one, and then there's L4 when they do one. Assuming they do another one, I'm going to be in on that too. So yeah.
Been playing a lot of other games actually. We tried. I don't know how many of you sort of follow us on the Instagram, but. Occasionally put pictures up of things we've been getting up to. We had a game of Hate.
Yes, Hate. That was fun.
It took we had it for ages. We just now we've got to let's just do it. Let's just have a go of it. Wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
That is kind of
that was
cool.
fun. It is not for kids. It is not for kiddie winkies.
No.
This is like it's kind of a more basic version of Necromunda, but it's more contained, more like it's a more basic version. But you basically have a tribe that goes out and fights other tribes, and then brings trophies back.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun. It was actually really cool. I enjoyed it, and you play a full-on campaign, and you can upgrade things, which I always like.
Yeah.
So that's definitely going to be a thing.
Well, we played one game to start like a campaign, just to sort of get a feel for it. You were the attacker. I was the defender for one of these scenarios. You had to get to the huts.
Yeah, so they have like a tile that represents a hut.
Yeah.
And you have to go on there blind, flip it over, and then deal with whatever's in the hut. And there can be an enemy in there, you can get ambushed and all sorts of stuff, and you can carry resources and prisoners and things off and use for various things and upgrade your village and all that sort of stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun. And there's lots of miniatures to paint.
Like you say, we had that for ages and we haven't played it.
Yeah,
but
we only opened the main box. They've got all these other tribes that they had because there was a Kickstarter way back. They had all additional tribes and things like that,
and extra campaign things and mercenaries that you can take up and all sorts of stuff. They've started releasing free PDFs showing the resculpt process, CGL, apparently.
Oh,
so that's pretty cool.
Okay.
You'd have to have a look for that. And Mikey's still waiting on vehicles from CGN, including rules. I am assuming that if the new Kickstarter is including vehicle miniatures, which I'm pretty sure it does.
It does. They're doing it as a box, a mech force box.
Like a force box.
A force box.
So if they're putting vehicles into the Kickstarter, then presumably they'll have rules for playing those vehicles in that Kickstarter.
Yeah, they might actually do another box like the armored combat.
So it'll be like a separate box for vehicle combat sort of thing.
I would say so, yeah. So I wonder if they'll actually... they did mention, it's 4 years or 5 years, whatever, for that box set, that armored... So maybe they're going to...
Redo it.
Yeah, redo it, do something else, put some probably more later year designs in there. Because we've now got the Penetrator going out there. That was like a 30... 55,
something like
30,
that.
60, yeah.
But they've gone from
the
beginner to Game of Armored Combat to the Clan Kickstarter without like duplicating rules. So I'm guessing they're going to go, if they go with another box set, it'll be like vehicle combat or city combat or something like that.
Ooh, yeah.
And they'll have the vehicles as part of that in a separate box, but the rules will have to be in there somewhere. They can't give you the minis without giving you the rules to play them.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for that, I'd keep an eye on the Kickstarter when it comes up and see what sort of stuff is in there, because, like I say, if they're giving you miniatures, they should be giving you rules to play those miniatures.
Yeah, true.
So hopefully it'll be in there, buddy.
Well, you should get the cards in there for the Alpha Strike version of the game, and having vehicles in that is quite handy.
Yeah.
Because vehicles are pretty cool.
Yeah.
They seem to be a little bit more robust because they simplify everything.
So Mikey's got, it's hard to place horses without vehicles. Yes,
true.
Yes, it is. As it is, painting flames on 3D printed Innisphere and using F of Total War. Well, if it works, buddy, it works.
That's right.
I mean, it's nice to have the actual minis. Those are pretty sleek looking.
They are.
Get yourself a whole star right there.
They are.
They'd be good. Yeah.
Innisphere tanks, which makes sense. You sort of start with Innisphere, that's where it all started, and then go up from there. So clan love will come.
Yeah, the Mouse is saying that KS is IS vehicle only so far.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's starting to got nearly all boxes and packs after the KS. But, what was it, the Star Colonel level? Yeah. So I got 12, and I had to pick 12, and I'm like, I honestly got myself a little card, lined cards that you get in a pack of like 100. I got one of them, and I sat down with one, and I went through and I wrote them all down, and then I gave them all a number. And I'm like, I definitely want that's number one. Definitely, no, that's okay, definitely. And I had to narrow it down until I got to 12. It was not easy to do.
So you'd think 12 would be a decent number.
Yeah, but it's not.
There's a lot.
Not when there's 20 or so.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
But there are people who they backed everything. They got like multiples of like every box and things like that. So
yeah.
So, oh, is that for your club? No, it's all for me. So many boxes. And now that guy's single. But there you go.
Yeah. Well, that's Epona, Scotty, and Mars. And I've seen your Mars ones in there. And we did do the Mars as a vehicle thing. So, yeah, I would, to the fright and surprise of his foes, that would be a definite thing. But there's a lot of vehicles out there that would be just nice to be able to have. Like, I've been going through my minis lately for various little bits and pieces that we're doing, and I found 2 Turhans that I've actually figured out where the turrets and things have gone, so I can put them together and make them a thing for our infantry stuff.
It's amazing what you find when you clean up.
Yeah, you can actually tidy your house up. You can find all sorts of things. Fireman's going to be making a new spreadsheet to work it out. Yep.
It's got to that point.
Yeah.
It's got to. Imagine, wouldn't mind having a sneak peek at all the spreadsheets that they have at Catless Game. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Oh, just planning logistics.
Yeah. Like I say, I would really seriously like to see what they do with some of the Solaris stuff. I think that would be really, really cool.
Yeah.
But vehicles would have to come first, and infantry is going to have to come in there somewhere. But they're probably going to focus on mechs more, with hopefully Solaris will come more infantry and things. They'll do the vehicle one this time, introduce a few vehicles, get a few ideas on how they'll give you the rules for them, and then run you through to like the more stuff. Like, because I reckon they do all that.
Put out the mercenary ones. The thing, why not for Solaris?
Hopefully they're better as well, because I never got those. I would actually really like some of them.
They're in the next one release. Yeah, no.
Okay.
So they have the legendary characters or whatever it was, but these are all for the mercenaries, which is very cool.
Yeah, Mikey's son moved out, so he took his room over as a games room. Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yes.
Well, that's all. Hutch has got a dedicated games room thing, and all these minis are like packed away and all stacked up nice and neat, and there's a lot.
Yeah.
Mine is at the moment like a couple of put together Bunnings shelves with just boxes of stuff like hates on there, and all of these games I haven't played for a while are on there. I've got to go through and organise everything, and I can't be bothered because I'm working all the time.
You know, I swear that Simon's got a bloody replicator or something. Star Trek, he's just like, bzz, there you go, here's a hobby that's all painted, ready to go. It's just
and organised.
And yeah,
it's all packed away, it's all nice and neat and tidy and ready to happen, and makes you want to vomit. G'day, buddy, if you're watching.
Well, I have enjoyed playing it on those two tables that you brought on. They're great. We'll have to try and get the other ones, actually. You guys can see them. I think we'll be alright with that. Mm. We'll try and, maybe we'll do like a different table every year, because he's got a bunch of 4 different ones. We'll go get a couple of the other ones he's got.
Sorry about that, Mike. So our broadcast is skipping, apparently.
Oh.
So we must be having problems with the band.
But it's Wi-Fi, I think. Or whatever.
Oh, yeah. So it's not plugged in anymore. Okay.
It's plugged in for power.
It's plugged in for power. We were running it through a cable connected to the actual computer, and that seemed to be helping.
That was good, but
it was
happened.
skipping up for some stupid reason. It was just turning off. Yeah. That's why we had the problem at the beginning. So now it's just on the power cord. It's not actually connected. So through Wi-Fi makes it skip a bit.
We've been trying to have the equipment to get. But there's so much. I have no idea. I have no idea how to do it.
Hopefully one day we'll figure it out. On your pillar. She's she's got it under control, but apologies if there's any technical difficulties for you guys and for anybody else watching this later on. Salt.
One bit of news that's not BattleTech or anything we've really sort of played before.
Okay.
Was, Mythic Battles Pantheon. Right? So that was the very first one where you pick a god and you've got all the Greek characters and
all the Greek
types and everything. Yeah, all the Titans, and you play with those.
That was
really
fun.
Good. That's really good. So they're going to deliver the they did a second Kickstarter for like all the Thor and Odin.
So it was all Norse.
It was all Norse stuff. Like really, really good quality of everything, as you would expect, which is what they do. I didn't back that one, even though it looked really good, and they're compatible. You can work them together.
I think I did.
You did?
I think that was the last one I backed before I stopped looking at Kickstarter emails.
Whoa! Ended on a bang. Well done, sir.
Yeah, I think that was the last one I backed. It might have been one of the Tiny Epics, but I think it was the Mythic Norse. I do keep getting emails from Mythic Norse, and I can't remember whether I backed it, to be honest. Okay. I think I had back it in the after the Kickstarter's finished thing.
Yeah. Well, I just have to log into GameFound, whoever they go through, and you'll be able to see your pledge. It should be on there.
Yeah, it should be on.
But well, I hope you did, because then we can play with those and have a little look at that. But the next one that they've announced is Egypt. That one I want. That's really good.
Well, if I've got the Norse one, I'll let you buy the Egypt.
I did say to Pillar that I was not going to be doing any Kickstarters. I've now myself a liar.
Oh, and she's in the other room watching this now, so there you go.
Is there any room in your trailer?
Nobody. Oh. Well, actually, I'll stay at my place and you can have the trailer.
Yes! But yeah, I mean, how could you not at least have a look? Even if you just get the main box, just whatever. You know.
I just really like Norse gods.
Of course.
Yeah, but the Egypt ones would be very, very cool. Very cool.
Very cool.
But
I like how they did Odin actually in that one, because he's on his horse and it's got 6 legs or something. Like it's supposed to. That's how it was.
Sleipnir. Sleipnir. I've been rereading Neil Gaiman's Norse gods. Ooh. It's really, really cool. If you haven't read it, give it a go, because it's really good. I think a Sleipnir is the 6-legged horse that he uses, and it's like the fastest thing out there. Yeah, it
looks amazing. Like what they've done of the same sort of thing. They've captured the image of the gods. They're just so good. But they've done a few elements. But Egypt, yeah, I gotta have the Egypt one.
That's
so good.
That's going to be pretty funky as far as the game goes as well. But I'll have the Greek one, and now I'll have the Norse one. I'm pretty sure I backed for the Norse one, so I'll have 2 big lots of god miniatures floating around.
Yeah, we'll have to play some of that. They're just talking about it.
Yeah, Sleipnir, the 8-legged horse, Odin's horse.
8-legged horse.
Yeah. Whoa. I couldn't remember whether 6 legs or 8 legs. I think it's
spider horse.
I thought it was 6, but 8 is actually ringing on now. But I just remembered the name because I was thinking of maybe making that a quad mech name.
Give him 2 useless little legs.
It's also a BattleTech transport. Yeah, I knew I'd heard the name somewhere before. Okay. When I reread the book, I read that and I'm like, something went
right. There you go.
And then I just left it because that's what I do. But yeah, it's also a BattleTech transport. Yes.
Yes, so that's fun.
Yeah, that could be cool. Actually, I'll have to look that one up. So we've got the other thing with the audio logs. We've recorded a few today for rules discussion, but I've actually got at least one scenario completely written up now, and it's in Bill's hands. So hopefully that'll come out at some point soon. It probably won't get to doing the actual scenario anytime in the near future. We got infantry and battle armor to go through yet. So
definitely.
It might take a little while before we get to the battle report, but there's a scenario there. Hopefully when it goes up, guys will be able to access the scenario in some way, shape or form. I don't know how it's going to work, but I've done a couple of audio logs for that, and I'm going to get you to help me with some other audio logs, and we're going to show off Mad Cat Money. And that's all I'm saying on that.
actually going, okay, all right then.
It's just the amount of stuff that you can do. But I mean, veteran players will do that. But this will be a fun little exercise, I reckon.
You guys listen to the audio logs, like just like driving to work or whatever it is. So we want to do more with the audio thing, because you've really done a great job. But it's like, what are people sort of, I don't know, is there something that we should discuss? Is there a topic maybe? Or
well, I put that out at the beginning of the whole thing, but I'm going to put it again. I've still got to get to Breggle. If you watch this at some point, still working on Kaiju. I'm gonna sit down with my notebook. I'm gonna do a new series, right? I'm gonna sit down with my notebook with a blank page in front of me. I'm gonna put the note recorder on. I'm gonna start talking about stuff, and I'm gonna make some notes on the notebook. And then at the end of it, if there's anything on there that any of you want to have like expanded on, then we can deal with that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with Kaiju, and then I'll go to like force building, deployment, all that sort of stuff, because there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. Only a couple, so we'll see how that goes. Thanks to a MechWarrior 5 mod, I recently learned that proto-mech autocannons are a thing. Yeah. Spartana mostly listens to them after work at home. I mean, they don't get as much track from what I'm seeing as like battle reports and things, but that's to be expected.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's mostly just listening to it on the way home or at work or something like that, most of them, they don't really have any visual stuff anyway, so it really is just an audio thing. So,
but if I don't know if anyone has any suggestions of to talk about, you know, it's probably easier if, I don't know, Darren can on his own. If he needs help with it, I'm happy to chat with him.
If it's like some specific thing, or it's something that I've mentioned in one of the others that you want expanded, then give us a yell. I mean, like Spud did with the machine guns, that's what kicked off the whole firing mode thing, and all the different weapon systems that you can mess around with in some interesting ways. And yeah, like I said, we just went through like 4 more today before the live, so
I still love heavy machine guns on an array.
Yes.
Oh, that's so good. I love it.
Yeah, we did machine gun arrays ages ago.
That was great.
It's still the best.
Yeah.
It's like you got half a dozen of them and you get in close and just peel armor off. It's great. Mikey listens while he's doing chores at home. Okay, cool. So yeah.
So, are you quick at doing your chores? So only go for like 10 minutes or so. Maybe your wife wants us to do a longer one, so you actually get more stuff done.
See, there you go. I told you that was a good idea. Spartan just said hot loaded LRM.
Hot loaded LRM.
Keep an eye out, buddy.
Yes. He's going to be very happy.
He's going to be a very happy man by the time we finished all of those, because that's. Like I say, that the machine gun comment, and somebody else made an autocannon comment. Like, I think there's been a couple of people mention autocannon firing modes actually, but that kicked it all off, and we've been going through different firing modes, different firing methods, different things that you can do with the standard weaponry that makes them just a little bit more, a little bit more interesting. But I mean, some of the stuff is just nasty. Yeah, well, some of the innovations have pretty much come around because of the clans arriving. You know, so you sort of need to think outside the box with what you've got and try to come up with something. And they've kept the flavour of like the technology level for the Innosphere, because obviously the storyline's progressed a lot, and there's with OmniMech technology, you just clan ERPPC and off you go. But anything that's sort of made by the Innosphere, you know, it's still sort of balanced at their level, and the clans are still that little bit better ahead. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. You've found some amazing little stuff here and there that I just and you talked about them on your audio. It's like, wow, that's so good. Mikey is quick at doing his chores, apparently.
All right, mate.
You can come and do mine for me if you like. It takes me months. And yeah, so Spartan is going to be very, very happy.
Yeah.
Field inhibitors on PPCs was also a thing he saw somewhere.
Oh, well.
So maybe about inhibitors, possibly. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. If you want optional rules, TACOps is your go-to. If you can get it downloaded, that's even better because you can just go through the optional rules and pick one, print that page up, and hand go, look, we're doing this one.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. But there's all sorts of stuff out there. There's a lot of different, there's a couple of different firing stances that you can do. We covered one of them today, which was interesting, very interesting, and somewhat rude, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It's there's a few different positional things for vehicles, specifically hold down, that I want to go into because that is a really good rule. If you're using a lot of vehicles, Mikey, hold down is a cool thing. It's a little bit more involved than some of them, but a lot of these rules are just like 2 or 3 paragraphs, six them to a page on TACOps, and you just go through and go, yeah, I like that one, we're going to use that, write it out, and boom. But if you're going to do that, make sure you make the cheat sheet, like I keep saying in my other things, is just make sure you write down TACOps, page blah blah, give yourself a brief idea of what it does, and then you've got the page number in the book that you can go back to if you are using that optional rule and you kind of forget something or you need to do something.
Because they devoted a giant book towards optional rules, so you can't remember everything. Well, no, we got
to get into as well because I was, for no particular reason, looking at ways to mount cruise missiles on vehicles. I don't know why. I just thought maybe I'd do that. And
spoiler alert: they don't make an urban mech big enough.
No, they don't make an urban mech. Not for the 120s, eh? The I think the smallest one you could fit on an urban mech.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think the smallest one was like 15 tons or something.
If it doesn't want to move.
If you don't want to move and you strip everything else off, I think you could do it.
The Capellans would do it. They would.
But I found what they call a Davy Crockett Arrow 4. It's a Type 1B nuclear weapon on an Arrow 4 missile, which is just cool. But strategic ops deals with a lot of time lies, so tools like LAMs and Quad Vs and different, like either really like major Star League stuff or major out towards this sort of stuff. It deals with all like biological weaponry and things like that. All the stuff that's been banned by the Ares Convention is in there because they did actually technically use it in that timeline. And then it was the Ares Convention and all the other jazz that happened, and people just don't do it anymore. But nukes are out there. The biological and chemical weapons are out there. You can get all sorts of weird stuff. And yeah, the LAMs are in there and the Quad Vs are in there. And we've got to go through them at some point.
Yeah.
But like I say, infantry is probably going to be first.
Infantry is the next one. And I tell you what, I was just making some notes about what we can talk about with that, and it's a big list.
Oh, it's a big...
I'm like, wow. Yeah, it's really, really cool.
And there is some really, really cool stuff you can do with infantry. If you're new to the game and you consider infantry beneath your notice, do not, because if you do, they will hurt you.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you'll probably wipe them out eventually, but they will hurt you in the process.
Yeah, they do actually play quite an important role on the battlefield, more than one way. They are very good.
Oh yeah, okay. So perhaps a discussion of how certain additional tech works with certain systems. So PPCs are with PPCs, Artemis 4 and 5, with LRMs, NARC versus TAG, etc. So that's that. When we get into a rules discussion for an optional rule that affects, well, like if we talk about hot loading LRMs, we'll have to talk about how it affects different electronica and things that you can use in those LRMs or with those LRMs. So hopefully we'll cover that. But if you see one or you listen to one and it doesn't get covered well enough, or you don't think it went into enough depth, and please feel free to chuck a comment down, let us know, and I'll see if I can find any more information on how they interact.
Yeah, so you can either do an audio, we can even talk about it a bit on these in conversations that we do once a month.
Easy enough.
It gives us something to talk about. There's always something to talk about, but I mean, it's just to get feedback from everybody. Everyone's playing different levels of their games.
Yeah.
Or hopefully, all Chronicles, that takes a bit, and Dystopian Wars and whatever else. So, just, it's good to get feedback.
Yeah, so Mikey has half of mine. Take all the vehicle tables and copy them and reproduce them as posters for my games room wall. Why look through books when I can look at my units? You must
Exactly
make a
right.
print and have it happening.
Yeah.
But if you go through Solaris and to a slightly lesser extent Mech, you can to add the. I think it was Bregel that was asking how we got the tables so quickly, because flicking through the book and looking up the tables was basically annoying the poo out of him. And that is how you can get one of those quick reference guides, then you've got that there and you can flip it over to the one where you don't have to flip through the book. But also the Solaris does this, and I know that to a lesser extent Meg does it, but it lets you print the tables on the sheet. Solaris, I think, gives, but MegaMech gives you the cluster table automatically. Gives you the cluster table for any missile weapon or cluster weapon that is on your mech.
Yeah,
or
it's really good.
It's actually quite cool. So you've got a commando with SRM6 and SRM4 in the 4 and 6 cluster table right there on the sheet.
Yeah,
and you can just roll and check it.
Yeah,
it's really, really good. And induction about industrial mechs and other ICE powered mechs.
Yes.
Wow.
Actually, yes, that would be kind of cool. We did talk about. We have talked about like industrial mechs. We did
very briefly, like flitted across the top of industrial. Possibly while we were talking about some weapons, I think we mentioned them.
Yes.
Because specific for or made for those sort of mechs, like the saw.
That's right.
I think when we get the saws and things,
yeah.
But we can go into industrial mechs.
Well, they're popular because the Dark Age. They really became a prominent thing.
Did they?
Yeah, definitely, because of the way technology was and all that sort of thing. That's right.
Okay.
But yeah, just some of these customized. There's some funny stories too. There's a mech. That's all right. I won't go into it here. I'll show you, and then it's fine. It's funny stuff, but it's industrial mech. So it's a funny story.
Right. So once we finished with infantry and battle armor, look at land air mechs, and then we can go to industrial mechs, and then we'll go to land air mechs. I think land air mechs. Somebody requested that ages ago, and hopefully you're still watching. And yes, we get to it, but it is very, very niche. Land air mechs are very, very niche. The current technology, I don't think there's very many of them left. This have gone extinct in like 27 something or something, I think.
They were very hard. Yeah, there was. I think it was in the old 3025 readout. It was one of the older tech readouts. It was talking about one of the LAM models, and the Draconis Combine had a company of 12, and that was like pretty much it. I think they had them all going together or something, but they were so super rare, but they're very cool. Well, they have some amazing abilities.
Yeah, but like I say, they are very, very niche. You have the ultimate scout mech. Yeah, you don't have much else because it's just like. And you put that in front of anything combat oriented in its weight class, or if God forbid slightly higher, you're in trouble.
You can be, unless you know how to use them properly on the battlefield. Which game
you need to be manoeuvring and doing the proper thing, which is why I don't use them, because Yeah, I don't do that properly.
You just like your LRMs. LRMs for the win.
That's it, mate.
Hot-loaded LRMs.
Hot-loaded LRM. Oh dear.
But
yeah, that's
We have to talk about aerospace as well.
Yeah,
but it adds another element to the game as well. Like from a tactical perspective, having some aircraft flying around. Wow.
Yeah, 3025 TRO has 3 of the lambs in it.
Yeah.
There's the Sting of the Wasp and the Phoenix Hawk, I think. Was it the Phoenix Hawk?
Yeah. Like now they've got like the Griffin and whatever.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other ones. I built a couple back in the day. I had my own, but it was like, they're a little bit difficult to do.
No room for cup holders.
Yeah, no room for cup holders. Yeah. Hot-loaded Infernos. Oh my god, are you trying to kill yourself? It's
oh, yeah.
Mr. Fireman. I know it's in the name, but come on. Seriously. No, you don't hot-load SRMs. SRMs don't have a minimum range. The point of hot-load is to get rid of minimum range. So, as fun as that sounds, no, you don't need to.
I wonder if they've actually... I don't know. Because we did some videos on some types ages ago. I'm sure probably in some advance there's got to be some sort of
Inferno LRM.
Inferno LRM of some description or something. So, I don't know. There's so much stuff.
Yeah, and yes, a chainsaw wheel diesel pumping kit bashed autocannon shooting forestry mech is pure dark age. And yeah, it sounds pretty dark age to me.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Go to hell, Tesla. We don't need that. All smoke and
diesel punk.
Yes.
Oh dear.
No, you use what you use when you're sort of on a planet that's not in the main sort of travelways of trade and things like that. You get what you get. And it doesn't mean that some oppressor's not going to come along and try to give you a hard time. So you've got to be ready. That's all you have.
Yeah, I'm wondering how you would handle hot-loading in incendiary LRMs. That could be nice.
Yep.
Wow. Are there Inferno loads for rocket launchers? I don't think so, no. Rockets you don't get to use the weird ammos with. Rockets are simply rockets. Huge damage, huge everything.
Yeah.
And compared to one-shot like missile racks, even though you can use the funky ammos in the missile racks, I'm going to get one shot. I'd do this.
Oh, definitely.
Because it's 1.5 tons and like one slot. It's like 3 locations for a mech, but it's 1 slot for a vehicle, as far as I know.
Yeah, yeah.
So you'd have like, you could put them on a 30-ton craft, give that like the biggest engine you can, and then fill the rest with rocket launchers and put like a tag system on it or something.
The periphery was onto something there, mate, for sure. It's so good. All right. What are we going to do? I think that's pretty much it for now for us. Anyway, there's want to have like questions.
Any major you want to get out and if you don't know hot-loading, you don't hot-loading, buddy. It's no big deal. But look, that you were thinking of. But yeah, we've gone through a few of them just today. So should
heaps of stuff.
Katusha of a tank.
What?
Katusha.
Of a tank.
I'm not very good with Russian pronunciation, but yeah, Katusha rocket tank. Which is a rocket launcher, Russian rocket launcher. That's a thing. You see the like shorts and things where there's a rocket launcher and it's going.
Oh, it's square box with individual missiles in the back. Is that it?
I think actually
could be like that. Okay.
It's like a it looks like an element.
Yeah,
I think that's what it tilted. It's like that'll be it most likely. But yeah, you could turn that into a hover tank. You could 100% turn that into a hover tank because I reckon you can get at least a few 40s there. Easy.
Oh,
You give it thing back up like a medium head to be like guided.
oh yeah.
You're on fire.
Yeah, that's
Awesome sauce. But I'm still chuckling about hot loaf. I reckon that's hilarious. Thanks, man. That made me happy.
really dangerous. Stop it.
I'm like, yeah, that hits that and then explodes in the boom, overheated, done. You've shut down. You're gone. That's great. I love it. Yeah, that was what I did when you talked about launch them out to a hover vehicle. Yeah, that would be
it. Yeah,
that would be what I was thinking.
Turn out that. Oh yeah.
Mistaking the periphery for an easy target will get
Well,
yeah, or back armor full of rockets.
true.
If it's me, that hover tank is going the long way around, and if you don't send someone to deal with him, he's coming up behind your Atlas or your Awesome, and he's just unloading, and then he's
going to
running.
let you know he's there.
Yeah.
That's right.
I reckon the quality. I don't like one-shot stuff. I prefer to be able to reuse my weaponry. In the have one shot, I go rocket. I mean,
point and click.
yeah,
Target disappears. You go home with with empty ammo bins, but that's okay.
you could get all cool and put like an SRM2 or an SRM4 on a big tank and give it like a smoke pop launcher. So it's a one-shot smoke launcher.
Yeah,
and have it give itself cover.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be a useful thing for me. That would be one reason to have a one-shot launcher. But you could also take it with just the SRM and then take 1 ton of smoke ammo and 1 ton of Inferno ammo and still be blasting stuff.
Yeah, true.
And create more cover, because you can only do that once. So, as an emergency thing, I think they're pretty cool.
Well, just have a hatchet then as a mech. Just all those missiles and then a hatchet. Once you're out of ammo, just go in there and finish them off.
Yep. TSM, no, you can't have TSM because you wouldn't be able to get your heat up. Yeah.
That's right.
Club yourself until you get an air and running there.
They do. There's rules for like switching off heat sinks and all that sort of stuff. I suppose you could go into that, but it's like, yeah.
That's why the clanning RPPC is the best weapon ever developed. Yeah, they're nasty. Although the Gladiator Executioner with the 3 large pulse lasers in arm.
Oh yeah.
We were just discussing that for various other reasons, which you'll see later on in the audio logs. That's rude. That's a full Awesome worth of damage in one arm. That was just nuts. Streak SRMs having on them. Rockets are addressed to dear occupant. Yes.
Yes.
I like streaks as like the mercenary like streaks, but the
quartermaster in you likes
streaks. The Warmonk likes standard SRM6s because then I can load it up with all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And you can surprise people and rock up with a harass with SRM6s and Inferno ammo or Inferno and Tenon charge or some acid spewing ones or
all sorts of
stuff. I think there's even a few missile types that we haven't gone into it
I don't doubt it.
At some point. I mean, I pushed it to 3 videos worth of ammo, and I think I'm bored by then.
It's like so much choice. It's like a buffet of ammunition types. You know,
they're
most
everywhere.
of them you probably wouldn't really use that often unless it was, something specific.
Those Flechette LRMs, they're very, very cool, but it's I'm just like,
look, I don't know, but we're going to be talking about infantry and things like that. A lot of the technology you look at, hang on.
They are really, really good.
Yeah.
All right, all good.
I think we're done. So that's it for this month. But thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Please comment. comment, questions, all that sort of thing. We love them. It's not about right or wrong. It's about just, ask questions and talk and give ideas. Just do it. Because
we've got a bunch of battle reports probably coming, and there's a lot of stuff that we're probably stuffing up. So let us know if there's something that you know for a fact that we're getting wrong.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And if you've got something specific that you want to have looked at, then please give us a yell. Right. But even to the guys that are commenting, thank you for watching.
Yes, definitely.
And yeah, that was my main thing. Is I know there are a few people out there that are still watching that aren't regularly commenting, and that is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to. To the guys like Mikey and Spartner and Adam W, who comes through all the time, and Derek, who has been on my audio logs pretty much every one I do. Thanks.
Yes.
Cheers. Well done. But yeah, I hope you guys all had a happy New Year and Christmas and all that jazz.
But now it's back to business time.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go home and get drunk because it's only Saturday.
That's right.
I had myself convinced this morning that it was Sunday and I was going to have to go to work tomorrow, but I don't.
So we're a week late with doing the In Conversation, but we changed the day. We'll just change it up a little bit, so maybe some other people might have a bit of access to watch it. But I don't know. It's like there's only so much sort of flexibility.
It's going to be difficult to get it. We're probably going to do another live at some point in the near future.
Oh yeah.
For the battle.
Yes.
Because we did put out there a while ago that we wanted some scenario ideas for stuff, and we've picked one and we're doing it. I think we mentioned it in the thing. So we're just going to finalise what we're doing, and then we're going to play that one live, and you guys will be able to suggest the next one. So that'll be an extra live.
And you can talk about all the crap we did wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's how we learn too. You say, hey, you did that wrong.
And Pillar likes them because she doesn't have to edit them.
That's right.
You know, who can say?
All right, everyone. Thank you very much, and enjoy yourselves. Thank you, friends, and take care.
Cheers for watching. Bye, guys.